Okay. Now, have you thought about it? The implication of the GPE at the point of infinity. Okay, in order to understand the implication, let's have a look at this diagram. As you can see here, the mass is at point A. Between the Earth and the point of infinity, that mass must have GPE value. Why? Because to move the mass, if the mass was originally at the surface of the Earth, let's say it was originally here, the surface of the Earth, to move it up to point A, we will need to have work done on the mass m. So therefore, because we put in our work into m, that work must have gone into stored energy. Make sense? Now, if I continue to move that mass m from A towards infinity, more work must have been done. If more work must have been done by me, that means that more work must have been stored onto the gravitational system. Hence, the body M is gaining GPE as we're moving it from the surface of Earth to the point of infinity. Now, here is the irony. Well, I don't know, you can call it an irony if you want, but you notice what I'm saying here? We're moving from the Earth's surface to a point A, way above the Earth, some point high above the Earth's surface. The mass m now has gained energy. If I continue to move that object towards infinity, the object will get more work done on it, therefore more stored energy within the gravitational system. But as we're moving it, increasing the GPE, what are we increasing towards? What value of GPE are we increasing towards? From above, we understand that the value of GPE at infinity is in fact 0. This is a bit hard to grasp for a lot of students here. So we're moving from the surface of the Earth all the way up towards infinity. We're increasing its GPE. But if we can get to infinity, we are actually increasing to a value of 0. You see that little bit of contradiction? It seems like we're increasing our GPE as we move an object from the surface of Earth and continue to move away from the Earth, increasing altitude, such that we reach a point of infinity whereby we get to 0 instead of to a maximum. So it's a bit contradictory? Well, not really. It's not that hard to understand. I mean, look, you can have a maximum of 0. It depends on how you look at things. Let me give you this example. Imagine you own a credit card. A credit card is a bank lending system whereby they say, okay, here's a card that you can spend. It's not your money, it's actually our money. Let's assume you have $10,000 to spend. And you go out there and you spend $5,000. Did you spend your money? No. You're actually spending the bank's money. Okay, so if you have a balance on your credit card of $5,000, you are actually owing the bank. So what you have to do is you've got to start paying back the bank. So because you got $5,000 to pay, you can start putting in $1,000. All right, if you put $1,000, you now have $4,000 owing. If you put another $2,000, that means now you owe the bank still $2,000. So you're now increasing back your money. At the same time, whilst you're increasing back your money because you use that to pay the bank, you are decreasing the value of your loan. So in fact, you are now increasing your value, your worth, your net worth, but you're increasing in your payment. So if you pay up to $5,000, you increase your pay up to $5,000, you will now increase your worth to $0. That means instead of owing the bank any money, you are now having $0, which means you are now better off than having $5,000 loan to the bank. So this is what it's like. It's still a bit hard to understand, I guess. But let me just give you a summary here in writing. Okay, so what we're saying here is that the maximum GPE is clearly at the point of infinity and its value is 0. That's point 1. This implication is that the GPE must be a negative quantity. Just like the credit card I just told you about, the credit card system. So the nature, let's re-emphasize, reiterate that. From what we just heard, because we increase it If we're increasing GPE towards 0, that means the nature of GPE must be a negative number. I know some of you still find this hard to digest, so let me help it make it clearer to you. Let me use mathematics. Let's consider a number line as shown here. All right, so I say here, this is easily understood if we observe our movement along a number line below. So imagine, all right, imagine you are here at 0. Now, and let's imagine this number line now indicate the value GPE. We know that at 0 here, this is where the point of infinity is for us in our gravitational point. Now, if I look at the number line, if I move towards 0 from above, from the right-hand side of the number line, I'm actually decreasing in size. You see, I'm going from 4 to 3 to 2 and moving towards 0. So I'm actually decreasing. Now, if I move from the left side towards 0, so moving from left to right, I'm now moving towards 0, but I'm actually increasing in my number. Can you see minus 4 is bigger than minus 5? Likewise, minus 2 is bigger than minus 3. So as I move that way towards 0, moving along the negative but towards the right, I'm actually increasing in value, but I will increase it in such a way that if I get to 0, I will get to a maximum value, because 0 is above all these negative numbers. So can you see how this is very similar to GPE? So if we ignore for the moment, if we just ignore this, if you can see this, if I cut the number line out, cut the positive side of the number line out, just taking the negative number line and 0, GPE is exactly like that. So if I place the Earth here, we're saying that when an object M is on the surface, like so, it will have some negative value of GPE. And if I move it up, which I put my work in, it will then gain energy. It will gain energy in terms of stored energy or GPE, because I have increased my work. But as I do more, if I add more of my energy and try to move it to the point where it has 0 GPE, which is at the point of infinity, I'm actually increasing the GPE value in such a way that the maximum GPE value I can get is 0. So hence you can see that GPE, the nature of it, is negative. I hope you got that. So here's some notes for you. Okay, so the note basically says this: if we're moving towards a maximum of 0, then clearly we are moving from the left side of 0. See it? i.e. we're moving along the negative numbers from left to right, approaching 0, our maximum value. Okay? I hope you got that one.